Hello and welcome back to another video on my channel. Today I am taking part in the paper crafting YouTuber hop. This is March's one and it is When in Doubt Add Sequins. Rachel has very kindly given a code for her sequin shop, so if you look in the description there'll be code to get money off when purchasing at her sequin store. So I started this page with some papers from the Maggie Holmes Garden Party collection. These are some very old photos of me in 2016 in New York with my dad and brother. So I'm currently at university, so I don't have all of my crafting stuff with me. And all of my videos since January have been pre-recorded, and the video you saw that went up on my channel yesterday would have been the last pre-recorded video. So now you're going to be getting videos that I'm going to be recording while I'm at university. I do have some of my scrapbooking supplies with me, but not all of them. So far you've seen me back the photos with that black bow paper. I don't particularly like that paper, it was black, and I thought I normally always give my photos a white border, but this time I couldn't, so I decided to go for a black one. I couldn't because the paper is white, that's why I felt like I couldn't. Another thing just to note is that my video, the second half went really blue, so I've tried to colour correct it in editing, but I don't think it's particularly worked the best, so that's just why the colour looks a bit weird. So now catching up with what I've done, I've used my Tombow brush pen in the colour 856 to write out my title, which is the high line. One of the things I don't have here with me at university is my Cricut, and I've got really into the habit of using that to make my titles. And I don't seem to have bought any of my large letter stamps, which is really strange that I didn't decide to bring those, but I didn't think I'd be doing many layouts. I thought I'd mainly be doing pocket pages, as I think that's just easier to pack for. The colour ink that I'm using at the moment to stamp out all the little icons is the Memento Dewdrop Ladybug ink, and I've just got loads of stamps that are travel related because I bought all my travel album stuff to do. I do also have the photos that I printed off for January have arrived, but there was an issue with I always use Snapfish, and they've changed the paper they print on, and it drastically made the pictures so much worse. So I decided to order photos from I think 4 different retailers here in the UK, and so I'm going to be doing a comparison for all of those, so that should be my next video up on my page. There's definite differences between them all, and I'm surprised that they are all so different, not in quality necessarily, but just in certain aspects that they prioritise in the photo printing process. So I am still stamping out all of these different things. So at the moment I've got this postcard stamp, and I am printing out 2 of these, thinking that if I layer them in a particular way I'll be able to make like a journaling spot and be able to give myself quite a bit of journaling. So as if by magic, they're all magically cut out now. I just did that with my scissors. So now I'm thinking that the background paper is actually quite busy, and that I need something to help the title stand out, because obviously there is kind of a limit with how big I can write using the brush pens. Although you can write at different sizes, I find that there is just one size that for me works best. So I've got all of these. I got the Simple Stories Hello Today collection which came out last year for their like year review type scrapbooking, and I was really getting on with using it all up, and then I got behind in my pocket page scrapbooking, and now I've got a lot of them left. As towards the second half of the year I didn't use them as much. So I'm using this blue like lined paper that's on the back of one of the pages, just kind of so the title stands out, and I'm also using the brick wall. So as you can tell from the title, we're on the High Line, which is in New York. It's an old railway line that got turned into like a path and like park, almost. Like it's not a park because it's not like, got grass or anything, but it's a path with loads of plants and like things growing with it. And it is a very cool thing in the middle of the city. You can see the city down below, and you're on this path with all these fun plants. So I'm using my Uniball Signo Broad pen to just add some white like highlights to the letters. I always do this as I think it just really elevates the brush lettering, and it makes it look so much better and kind of hides any imperfections. So now I've cut out and stamped quite a few of these travel themed icons, and I'm just kind of playing around. And again, I'm struggling because although I've managed to position the postcard so it makes like a nice long journaling bit, it kind of leaves this awkward, they're not quite wide enough, so it's kind of leaving this awkward bit, and I'm trying to figure out what to do. So then I think, okay, maybe I'll just add some hearts with the tombow that will balance out the title, but I really don't like how that ends up looking. And I realised finally that it's the blue. The blue is not balanced across, and it's kind of like balancing the elements on the page. I just finally decided that I need to use this ledger paper again and kind of fill that gap. So I don't really use the complete filler cards, so for me that's why I decided to use the filler card rather than the journaling one. It's a bit too thick as I've already stuck everything down, so I just chop off a bit and then I stick it down. I like how it looks, and I just think instantly it makes the layout feel so much more balanced. This is one of my absolute go-to designs. 2 6x4 portrait photos, slightly off-centered, with kind of the title in one of the corners that's created and the journaling in the other. For me, that is just a real go-to design. So now I am just adding this extra little bit because I kind of thought, okay, it's now, you know, starting to look very like diagonal and like opposites, and yeah, so I thought by adding that, it kind of changed it up a little bit. So now I found that that works quite well, the little stamped map thing, which I think that stamp set is actually a rip-off of a Paper Person one I got on AliExpress, as I get all my stamps. But if I'd have known that, I wouldn't have bought it, but I didn't realise at the time. It was when I didn't really know scrapbooking collections that well, and now I can really tell when something's Paper Person or like Studio Calico. You can really tell. The AliExpress ones don't tend to be as nice, is the way I kind of think about it. But yeah, so then I just had this extra line that I thought kind of, I needed something long and thin to go on that bottom right one, so I thought that that worked quite well. So I think that's a striped one, and now I'm adding on a dotted one, just to add a bit more interest. Yeah, so today there are lots of people participating in this hop, and all of their links will be in the description. They should be all in the same order for everyone, so if you kind of want to follow along the hop, you can go through all of the links. Last month there were a lot of people that did it. I don't think there's quite as many people this month, but there's still quite a lot of links for you to check out in the description. And I know that I've discovered new people every time that we seem to do this. I've discovered new people, so I really recommend checking out the people in the description. So finally now I'm getting to adding sequins. I think I kind of forgot that that was the aim of this. I started off and I knew, yep, this is going to be a layout with sequins, but as it's one of the steps I kind of tend to include anywhere, I then just kind of forgot about it because they are kind of a finishing off detail. And while I have managed to put no other metallic on the page, i.e. gold, because I really cannot get away, most of my layouts end up having gold somewhere on the page, I have used some rose gold sequins and scattered them all around the layout. Now I'm using some clay hearts, which I kind of see the same as sequins, and I'm just scattering those across the page in the exact same way that I would do the sequins. You can see I've filled up that other blue bit, not with journaling, but with stamps and then these clay hearts. So yeah, I get my sequins off AliExpress, but you can't, I find that's really good for just buying, like, you know, I want some rose gold sequins in this exact millimetre, but if you want a bit more of a sequin mix, then, and you're kind of in Canada or America, or I mean anywhere, but she's specifically she's in Canada, I would definitely go and check out Rachel's shop with the code in the description. So yeah, now I'm just going around and gluing everything down, which I'm pretty certain I cut out. I'm now adding some red splatter with my watercolours, and that's another step that I tend to always add to all my layouts. It's kind of the routine. It goes sequins and then adding paint splatters, whether that's gold or in this case just some red. And now you should be hopefully seeing in a second the final layout up close. I haven't filmed that yet, so hopefully I remember to put that in, and I would highly recommend seeing all the people watching all the people's videos in the description, and I will hopefully see you in my next video, which will be hopefully me comparing all the photos, printing places in the UK. Thank you for watching my video.